Think we're going live. It's sitting here loading, so I don't know if I can talk yet or not. I don't want to leave you hanging if I can. Let's start this. And the only reason why I'm saying this, I'm watching a little dial and it's rolling, so I don't know if I'm live or not, or if it's just taking a while to load or not. And so I don't know if I need to start speaking yet. I had this happen before, and I think I was supposed to start speaking. Jason Rice here, Lot Pop. Usually I would point to one of the sides of me and say another Lot Party quick tip. But obviously you can see I am not in my traditional office. There's a lot of people working from home and doing things remotely. And so here I am. And, as we're going through these tough times, I get to get a feel for what kind of dealers we're dealing with, going through this. And, I've had some dealers reaching out to us, very supportive, and, continue to see us as a partner and not just a vendor, because right now I believe this is the time to attack. This is the time that I think as dealers, that, the strong will survive and actually end up being stronger through this all. And that's what I'm kind of wondering right now is, what kind of dealer are you out there? And I know I share this, the fact that it seems like some are gunning. And, we have a mixture of a lot of dealers. Some are totally closed. They're up in Michigan. They can't sell anything and can't do deliveries or anything. And so they're totally closed. We have some dealers, at least physically. I say that physically because I believe your virtual lot is still obviously available. Customers can still contact you, email you. Their service department is open, so there's those opportunities there. And then you have other dealers that are partial open as far as they can sell if they want to. They can do home deliveries and stuff, or even have people on their showroom floor with social distancing. We have some stores that are doing half staffs or three-tiered staff. So one staff's working this day, another staff this day, so they can't cross contaminate or anything like that, which is very smart. So we're having a lot of dealers being aggressive, taking hold of what situation they're in, but I also have some dealers being very conservative or almost hiding in the corner. One of the things that I was talking to our dealers about is we do weekly calls, and I thought, being on these weekly calls are going to be really crucial going through this situation, because again, we get to touch base with all these different dealers, come up with ideas and situations for them to handle, but also the fact that you still have a virtual lot to manage out there, photos, descriptions, and pricing. And that's what we deal with. And even though you might not want to do price adjustments because you can't sell anything, if the dealers in the market are dropping their prices, you need to know that so you can stay relevant, because people are still shopping and looking for cars. And I emailed a dealer, understanding his situation. And I told him his virtual lot's still open. So I suggested he does weekly calls and to maintain those cars online, keeping them informed of what situations we see at the similar dealers. I said, I think this would be the most important time to make sure your inventory is not being ignored. And then when you're ready to reopen, you can go in attack mode instead of react mode. And I asked him if he agreed. And his direct email was, "No, Jason, I do not, capital NOT, agree. Other dealers in the same situation aren't selling any cars either. If no cars are moving in the market, what's the point of looking at them? What's the point of pricing things down the market? Price is less consideration when it can be no sales." And that's not the case. Again, I don't know. That's why I'm asking you what kind of dealer you are. But in my eyes, that's just... it's kind of sitting on your hands. And yeah, I know you're in a situation that you can't control. You might not be able to sell them, but you can control how you perceived your dealership remotely or virtually online. Are you competitively priced? I don't know. Do you have to be? I don't know. It depends on your market. But let's just say you're priced on average at 97%. You close your doors and you don't do any price changes. Well, a week, 2 weeks go down the road. Now your 97% turns into 103% because somebody in your market's deciding to get aggressive and maybe trying to get deposits on cars, or at least maybe get customers to save their vehicles. So when they do open up, they're going to come see them. And in the meantime, you didn't do anything about your inventory. If your service department's open, does that mean you can go in and get some photos and your recon done? So if you used to run with 100 cars in your inventory, but only 70 fully ready for sale because of recon, well, take this time, if you can get these cars into service, to go from having 100 on your lot to 100 ready for sale. And does that mean you can have maybe a staff there to take photos? Again, I don't know the legality or legal situations you guys are in, but I would imagine you could probably still have a person there remotely going in by themselves, taking pictures of cars and making sure your online presence is right. And if you can have that, think about all the photos that you have that might have snow in the pictures that need to be redone right now with the spring. Or if you're in a market, our trees are starting to come back a little bit right now, or at least maybe in a week or two they will. So can I go back and redo photos that have bare trees from the winter to the new trees that are here in the spring? So those are things that you can be doing right now. Readjusting your photo order, maybe making one photo pointing one way, then the next week make it pointing the other way, maybe have them in different order, maybe stir up your descriptions. But do something. It's better than just doing something. Do some videos and some tips to your consumers and be relevant to them. A couple of suggestions I was telling dealers: do a quick video saying, hey, I know you might be working remotely from your, and this happened at my house. So, you might be working remotely and not traveling a lot with your vehicle nowadays. So make sure you go out at least every other day and start your car. And that way, if you happen to need to go to the grocery store, have an emergency, you don't have a dead vehicle. Do a quick tip like that on Facebook and social media. And I said, I want my daughter's car. She wanted to go for a drive just to get out of the house, and her car wouldn't start. So I had to go jump it with my truck. But luckily, she had me there to do that. Some people don't. So give those tips. Maybe tell customers, hey, a cheap way to maintain your vehicle is windshield wipers. You need those right now in the spring anyways. So if you're not traveling every day and you don't know how bad your windshield wipers are, it's a good time probably to replace them. And if you need them, if you buy them and want us to put them on, bring them by the dealership. Because again, we're in the spring, you might get a chance to get to the store, need to get to the store, and it's pouring down raining and your wipers aren't working. So do some quick tips to be relevant in the market. Don't just sit on your hands and go, well, no one can sell cars, so I guess I'm not selling cars, and go on vacation. And believe me, I'm sensitive. I know he's probably not on vacation. I know he's got a lot of things going on, no different than me being a business owner myself. There's so many moving parts happening. I'm not trying to bash that comment or that person who gave me that comment, but it just sounded pretty desperate. So what kind of dealer are you? Are you one that's going to say, hey, we're closed for a couple of days, I'll stay in tune with my store, but nothing we can do right now, and kind of sitting on your hands? Or are you going to be the progressive dealer and proactive dealer and actually start taking some market share right now where everybody else is not paying attention? And obviously I'd like for you to be the later. So if you'd like an free inventory evaluation, again, this isn't a pitch on our service. We'll help you go through your photos and descriptions, give you good ways to show you how these things should be lined up. We'll help you with how you're pricing your vehicles and should you make adjustments or not. So if you want a free inventory evaluation through here to help make sure you're standing tall through this situation, just go to lotpop.com, fill out a free inventory evaluation. We'll walk you through those things. Please take a look at my YouTube channel. All these tips go up on there, and you'll get notified if you subscribe there. I hope this was helpful. I'll keep pushing some content out here for us to be relevant for you guys, because I know this is a time that it's kind of unique for everybody and knowing exactly what to do. So hope this was helpful. See you next week. Thanks.